Well, howdy. It looks like we are online, and it also looks like it's time to be online. So, what's up, everybody? Technical issues. I feel like this is like my 15th show. I feel like after 20, probably things should settle down and I should be okay, but maybe not. We'll just keep going until I get it perfect. And maybe they'll just be like spots of perfection the rest of my life. I don't know, but I'm trying. I'm making an effort. I'm doing something that I feel like I'm supposed to do. So, the title of today's message is 90% of success is. Can you finish that? Let me see. Yeah, I'm on, right? You can hear me, correct? I think so. Okay, so 90% of success is, and let's find out what the answer to that is. We will in a minute. Hey, my name's Amanda McDowell. Thank you for showing up today. Thank you for supporting me when this live stream is over. It's beyond what I was hoping for, so that makes me happy. You can also subscribe to me. I really hope that you do on YouTube. I have a YouTube channel called YouTube, I think it's under Hummers Publishing, HUMMERZZZ Publishing. That's a publishing company that I have. And you can find more videos in the previous videos on that channel. Please remember to subscribe. My name is Amanda McDowell. Other people call me Mama Mac. Feel free to call me Mama Mac if you feel like it. I am a mentor teacher at my school, a DJ, a speaker, a reverend, a singer-songwriter, and a moral live stream vlogographer. Here I am again, doing what I said I was going to do. I get on, I live stream starting at 2 o'clock. Maybe it's going to last 5 minutes. Maybe it's going to last 10. But the bottom line is I show up when I say I'm going to show up. That's even in the Bible, so here we go. Luke 14:18 through 24 says this, "But they all alike began to make excuses. The first one said to him, 'I've bought a piece of land, and I need to go out and look at it. Please consider me excused.' Another one said, 'I have bought 5 yoke of oxen, and I'm going to try them out. Please consider me excused.' Another one said, 'I have married a wife, and for that reason I cannot come.' And the slave came back and reported this to his master. Then the head of the household became very angry and said to his slave, 'Go out at once into the streets and lanes of the city and bring in here the poor, the crippled, and the blind, the lame.' And the slave said, 'Master, what you have commanded has been done, and still there is room.' And the master said to the slave, 'Go out into the highways and along the hedges and compel them to come in, so that my house may be filled. For I tell you, none of those men who were invited shall taste of my dinner.'" Now, this is an analogy of how God feels when you say you're going to show up somewhere and he's going to meet you. And I'm guilty of this. I have to confess I'm guilty of this. I tell God, yeah, I'll meet you there at 4 in the morning, Lord, and then I sleep through it. So I don't want you to think that I am guilt-free in what I'm trying to say, because I'm not. I have done the same thing. And there is no but. There's no but. I have no excuse for doing that. And Lord, I'm going to say on camera right now, I'm planning on doing better. Let me say, equally as important to the Lord is you showing up and doing what you say you're going to do with his people. I had a situation yesterday. No, not yesterday. Thursday. Oh, and here's the reason why we don't show. So we see they were unable to enter because of unbelief. Well, those people didn't say, "I don't believe your party's going to be any good." I have a yoke of oxen. I married a wife. I have fill in the blank. Therefore, I cannot come. The bottom line is if you really thought that party was going to be good and something you should never miss, you'd be there. And here's what some of you need to understand. The higher you up in the food chain, the more important it is for you to do what you say you're going to do. If you are important to these people enough to have invited to their party, you should be see yourself as important enough to them to call them. If you are sick and you cannot come, you have to call. If you, as soon as you know it, if you're gonna go to the hospital and your parent just broke his leg, call as soon as you know, because you are important enough to this person to invite to a party. You're important enough to call them. They need to be important enough for you to contact when you can't make it. Now let's talk about Thursday night. Thursday night, I had a group of people ask if they could come to Where I DJ on a Thursday night. Now, right now, we are about halfway between opening up and closing down. So we are having karaoke every other weekend or every other Thursday night. So I specifically asked my boss if we could have karaoke the next Thursday night, which we were supposed to skip, for this group of 12 people. 12 people, 12 disciples. That's pretty interesting. It was interesting to me that it was 12 people. So, and then one person stopped me in the hall and said, please add me to the list. So it was now 13 people. Out of those 13 people, the main person who asked for this party to get started did not show up, did not contact me until I contacted them. And 3 out of the 13 people, I don't even want to know what percentage that is. 3 of the people showed up. Well, here's the thing. I had made arrangements with my boss. That's one thing. Secondly, he had opened the doors for it to be a karaoke night when it wasn't going to be a karaoke night. We weren't going to have that because we are in the midst still of opening up. So I had made a commitment of these 13 people to my boss, so that not just was involving me, and now involved my boss, his staff, at the best table, not just a table, the best table prepared for these people, because I had asked him personally to. And all of this was prepared for these people. The best waitress, the best place, opening up the karaoke. My boss paying me to be there, knowing that these people wanted to show up and wanting to honor them. Now, the fact that they did not show up is one thing. The fact that they did not even bother to contact the person who had made the arrangements for them is even like beyond it, okay? It was unexplainably rude. Now, here's what God did anyway. Even though these 12 people didn't show up, about 200 or 300 of the people who normally show up gratefully came and also took over that table real soon that was prepared. And those people that took over the table got to stay all night at the best table, and they loved it. So that's okay. That's okay. But it's not okay what these people did. Here's something else that I did. Yesterday, I was invited to a party, and I was supposed to be there. I hadn't committed to a certain time yet, but I was thinking around 1 o'clock. They asked me to bring ice. Around 12 o'clock, I started feeling I already wasn't feeling good because I'd worked really hard last week. And at about 12 o'clock, I started like falling asleep on the couch. The first thing I did was contact the host of this party. I text them, because everybody's got a phone these days, and I said, I need to take a nap if I can, because I'm exhausted. They said, go for it. I went to sleep at around 12. I didn't even wake up till like 3:30. I still was tired, but I went to the party anyway, and I did not go empty-handed. I brought ice. I brought something else. I brought something for a little special for these people to drink. I took responsibility for who I was and what I believed in. I believe if you say you're going somewhere, you should show up. I made a judgment and I chose. I did not need reassurance, and the clarity gave me identity. I wasn't the most important person going to that party, but I considered my hostess to be important enough to contact if I wasn't. People are important. Their time is important. Their preparations are important. It's one thing for a high schooler to not be able to go to a party and then they say that they say they're going to. It's another when you are in your 20s, 30s, 40s, and 50s and you still don't know that you shouldn't be that rude. If you are important enough to invite somewhere, or if you're important enough to say, I want to do this, because this wasn't even a solicited invitation. This was them saying, we want this. Please don't think that you're so unimportant that your actions don't matter. Or maybe you will be that unimportant. Do you want to be that unimportant to people that they don't even care whether you show up or you don't show up? Don't be that person. The older you get, the less excuse you have for acting that way. So anyway, that's the lecture for the day. I hope you realize how important you are to people, and that your actions matter. And I hope that you have success in everything that you do. Apply what I just said to work. If you say that you can do something, if you say that you can haul the dirt, if you say that you can icing the cake that day, then do it. Now, it's another thing when someone is demanding something of you and you know for a fact you cannot do it. It's best to tell them if you can't do it in time. Just be honest, go to them and say, look, I can't do it. And I'm guilty of that too. So I'm lecturing to myself as I'm lecturing to you. Have a great day. Jesus loves you. Please remember to subscribe. Sorry that there were technical difficulties. I'm a work in progress.